Hello! I'm excited to do this video today because I've never tried water kefir and I'm really excited to try it. I am 38 years old and pregnant with my 4th child, and I am craving fermented things, pickled things. In the past I have made milk kefir, kefir, tomato, potato, I don't know how you say it, but I've always called it kefir. And I've made the milk kefir before. I stopped, I think, after the birth of my son, but yeah, I'm excited to try water kefir this time, mainly because we a long time ago got away from soda pops, and recently we have gotten away from even sparkling beverages. From time to time we'll have them, but I heard that when you do the second fermentation with water kefir, like if you put it in, mixed in with berries or fruit, things like that, that it can kind of give you like a bubbly or effervescent, like kind of experience, like almost like you're drinking a soda pop, and it's very satisfying. Kind of like, yeah, carbonated water or something like that. It's flavored water. So I really want to try it because I don't want to go full-fledged into drinking like sparkling waters again, and I want something that's really good for me and something that also, yeah, just tastes good, that I know is good for me, and that does not have the citric acid mainly. So anyways, when I was doing my research, I had looked at Cultures for Health at first because I know that's very popular, but it was kind of expensive for me right now, and so I went onto Amazon, and I did find it there for a little bit less. But while I was looking and browsing, I saw this other brand that had really high reviews with a large amount of people reviewing. So I figured I'm just gonna try that. And so that, oh, and I would just like to say also that I became an Amazon affiliate, so I will be linking this down in the description. I just thought, why not, since I do some reviews on here anyways, and I'll show how to make soap, and I'll even show different homeschool materials and things like that, and people sometimes will ask, where'd you get it? So I might as well just do that. It doesn't cost any extra for the person clicking on the link. It just gives me a little percentage, and so I just figured, why not try it? But I'm gonna make sure that we go through the whole process and drink our first drink before I post a review. So we're gonna go from start to finish, starting today with this. So I'm gonna wash my hands and open this up, and you can just come along with me and see how it's done. So this company name is Yemoose. This is what it looks like. Has the instructions on the back of this card, and here are the cultures, and this is cute. Here's a certificate of adoption. So that's actually pretty cool. So I'll write the date down, maybe give it a name, I don't know. And yeah, it has the spot for the date and the name. So first things first, the instructions for number 1 says to place the grains into a large jar with 4 cups of water. So from our Berkey, I have put 4 cups of water in here, and I will put the grains in. And it says dried grains will naturally rehydrate during first batch. So, okay. Okay. So here, again, are the grains up close. So we're just gonna bring that down there so you can see. So now I'm going to, it says to add in 2 to 3 tablespoons of white or organic cane sugar and 2 to 3 tablespoons of a dark sugar such as rapadura or sucanut, but I do not have either of those. I have the turbinado, so I'm going to do that. I know people do this, so I'm going to do, I don't know, I guess I'll do 3 tablespoons of each. I have organic raw cane sugar, and I have turbinado cane sugar, sugar in the raw. So I will do 3 tablespoons of each. So I have never done water kefir, and this does say to thoroughly stir this in, and I do not want to harm the grains, but I'm going to pause this and figure out, can I actually stir it pretty good, or what? Do I need to be very gentle? So it says I can just stir everything together. I do not have a wooden spoon, which I wish I had, but I do have this silicone spoon. I prefer wood, but this is what I've got. So I'm just gonna gently stir. And I was reading that I just brought the laptop out here, that you can even use cane sugar with molasses, and I have a lot of unsulfured molasses in a huge, like, 5-gallon jar. So I need to, sorry, 1-gallon jar. So I need to really look into that, because I would love to use molasses also. But for now we have just the raw organic cane sugar and the raw turbinado cane sugar. I'm just gonna mix this real good. And after it's completely mixed, it says cover with a loose lid or cloth and let ferment at room temperature for 48 hours. It may take a few batches to fully activate and achieve a pleasant kefir. So I could gently cover it. I don't really want gnats getting in this, so I think I'll get a piece of cheesecloth and put a rubber band around it. Okay, so I could only find my flour sack towel, which is just fine. And then I have a rubber band. So I'll let this sit for 48 hours. And you can see that the kefir grains, I don't know if you can see, let's see, have already plumped up a little, sorry about that, a little bit. Maybe you can see, I don't know, but it's definitely working. It's turning the water that color, here, I think it's all on this side. It reminds me of chia seeds that have sat in the water for a bit. So I'll get back to you in 48 hours and let you know and show you what it looks like, and then get into the second ferment with some fruit. Okay, so it's day 5 today. This is finally ready, and so I'm going to strain the water kefir grains out. Okay, so cool, that's what it looks like. Okay, so I have strained it out. Those look really neat. They're like, what does it feel like? Let's see. It's just a hard jelly-like substance. Yeah, pretty cool. And they will start multiplying before I know it. And I would love to make this a larger batch, probably up to here, so that the whole family can have some when it's ready instead of just a couple people, or instead of just having like a quarter cup each. So here's the water kefir. I have just blueberries from Walmart. Not the healthiest, but that's what we're using. Maybe that ferment will make them more healthy, right? So I'm going to, I guess I should put the blueberries in here first, and then I will pour the water kefir in over. Okay, so I guess there's like a quarter cup of fruit in here. Maybe that's too much, I don't know, but I'm going with it. Now I will pour this in. Look at the bubbles in there when I'm pouring it. So that looks good. Maybe I'll pour the rest in. I ended up drinking that last little bit and giving the rest to my daughters, but this is what it looks like. I'm gonna leave this to ferment for the second fermentation for 2 days, and then we'll taste it and see what it tastes like. So I'll put the lid on somewhat tight, and then I'll kind of let some air out a couple times a day. But yeah, that looks good. Really good. It kind of reminds me of kombucha a little bit. Maybe a little less tangy version of kombucha. So that's beautiful. So this is my first time doing water kefir. It looks good. I'm excited to try this. So I've already tasted the second fermentation. And so did my husband. You can tell people have been sneaking drinks. It's so good. I will say that I will only ferment this second fermentation of water kefir for up to 10 hours because that's how fast it happens. You can just go 6 to 10 hours and it is wonderful. It tastes like the best. It's like my favorite beverage now. Okay, and so I'm ready to pour. And I wish I could have showed you the other day all of the fizz. It's not fizzing now, but I'm going to try it. So, cheers. So good. Packed with probiotics. Really good for your gut health. And I just eat the berries that are in it. It's the best drink, really. So good. So I'll be making a lot more. I added another cup of water, and I'm going to slowly but surely be building it all the way up so that every 3 days, since I'm going to be doing, hopefully once these get established, it will only take 2 days, but so based off of a 2-day ferment in here and then just 10 hours on the counter, or probably anywhere from 6 to 10, that would give me 3 days. So every 3 days, maybe 3 to 5, depending on how long this one takes to ferment, we will have water kefir. And I'm just going to be building it up so that the whole family can have some, because all of us just really, really enjoy it. All of my kids and my husband, and it's better to us, better tasting to us than sparkling water or, carbonated beverages. Definitely a whole lot healthier than soda pop, because the sugar's eaten by the good bacteria in it, by the grains, and then when you pour the sugar in from the fruit, not sugar, but fruit that has natural sugars, it'll be fermented even more. It'll be eaten even more just for those few hours it's out during the 3rd day. And you don't really need to let it go longer than 10 hours because it can start getting an alcoholic taste. I know some people I read will leave it out for 3 days. I would not do that, because this is plenty good. So, yep, it's a good one. This Yemoose brand delivered A+, and I will show another one with it completely fizzing when I open it. It was really awesome. So A plus, 10 out of 10.